Hi all, I'm Catherine from KADY Connect, or you probably just know me as KADY. I'm here today to talk to you about the cognitive model of the CBT, which you've probably heard before and people have mentioned it before, and we have been using it in our KADY Connect group over the last couple of months, and I just wanted to give you a brief summary into it, and if you're more interested you can connect with me and we'll talk about it. So let's start with what is CBT. So CBT is basically the acronym for cognitive behavior therapy, and it is described as a cognitive model. It's a model that is used to challenge and identify and challenge negative thoughts, patterns, and beliefs. So the cognitive model is a three-part structure, and all of these three parts are important components of understanding how we think and why we do the things that we do. So if you understand these different components, you're able to look at them first of all, identify them, become aware of them, and then hopefully change them and get a different result, if that's your wish. Okay, so one of the first parts is our thoughts. So the thoughts, which are also called cognitions. Cognitions are the thoughts that we have that identify and understand what we make of different things that are happening in our environment or situations. So what we use up here, so what we're thinking about certain things. So we can go into that in really deep detail, but basically everybody has their own thoughts about certain things. So I might see a cat and think of wonderful memories and experiences. Somebody else might see a cat and think of horrifying things that have happened in their past or anything like that. Now, there are all different elements and areas of thoughts and cognitions. I'm not going to go into them basically in deep detail here, but if you are interested in more detail, I do have a recording that I have made in our KADY Connect group. But for today, let's just look at that as basically it's a subconscious, often subconscious. We try to bring these thoughts to our conscious awareness, right? But most often we just have these thoughts without even realizing we're having them. So they're subconscious and they're often spontaneous. So we might be sitting in a room, like right now, I'm actually sweltering hot, and I have not thought about it until I kind of saw some sweat maybe on me and thought, wow, I'm really hot. And then all of a sudden my body gets really hot. And interestingly enough, our body can react to our thoughts. So we, for instance, might think of a horror movie or something like that, and then all of a sudden our skin starts to, get those like goosebumps all over us and things like that. So our thoughts influence our whole body, our physiology, and the things that happen to us. So super important to try to recognize, and if we are having a response to it or we're having things that are happening as a result of it, doing that work there can be huge and impacting. Another one of the tri-components, or the part of the triad, is the emotions. And this is one of the things that are close to my heart. I love emotion work. It's really powerful to be able to tap into what emotions are giving you as far as information. So emotion work, or we can sometimes call that our feelings, right? So recognizing that they are a direct result of one's thoughts quite often. So feelings, we need to remember, like thoughts as well, are information. So if we're getting a particular emotion and things that are happening inside us and we're feeling emotional, it's normally because of a thought that we've had or something that we're thinking about at that particular time. So sometimes, and most often, the first reaction that we have, which is unconscious, so it's subconscious, at a subconscious level, is not necessarily the emotion that we did experience first. It's a learned one that comes over the top, or it's a secondary emotion. So quite often, for instance, if we get angry, it normally can be as a result of avoiding a deeper set emotion that's there that we're trying to avoid. So leaning into your emotions and looking at your emotions as information, and doing a lot of work around that kindness and compassion, and recognizing where you are as far as emotional intelligence. You've probably heard that term before too, is the work worth doing. And I would suggest to you guys, if you're even slightly interested in this, that you go and download the emotion wheel, and if you want a copy of it, I'll put a copy in the chat box in the comment box down the bottom, because emotion wheels are so valuable to be able to use words to explain what we're experiencing at the time. And then of course words are thoughts, right? So these are the different things that will work together. which leads us onto the third part of the triad. And I apologize for all this jumping around of this camera. I should have probably put this on my stand, but I appreciate your patience. The third part of the triad is our behaviors, and our behaviors are our actions, or the results that happen. And they're most often maladaptive behaviors. So they're things that we do as a result of the thoughts and the feelings that we have. So often if something happens and we get hurt, we might lash out and bite or say something really nasty, and that's a behavior, right? Or we might chew our nails when we're nervous and upset, or we might cry. They're all behaviors. So they're an important part, again, information that's telling us what we're experiencing and what we're going through. So that hopefully will help. So that's the third part of it. So the important part of doing the triads is to understand that there's no one part that needs that like is more important than the other. They all link in together, and that each part of it provides information. So if you think about cognition as far as it's a thinking process, yes, and a model, but in cognitive behavior therapy, you're looking at what are the thoughts that drive the behaviors that create the thoughts, the feelings and the emotions that create the behaviors that create this. So it's a cycle of recognizing what's going on inside you and how you can recognize and become more aware so that you can change the story or the loop in it. And there's so many different models and different systems out there. This is just one small part of it, but really vital, which is why I decided to teach this in my KADY Connect group first, because it's really important to understand what is going on inside you. If you can understand what's going on inside you, then you can be more the master of your own mind, and be able to take your life where you want it to be, rather than being at whim or at like just going wherever your emotions are taking you. That total dysregulation, overwhelm, procrastination, all those type of things are a result of not listening to what's going on inside here and inside here. So if this work sounds really interesting to you, I do have a free download I'm happy to provide to you, just basically summarizing that basic information. And I will be covering a couple of sessions. I've got some other things I want to do. I want to look at ACT and internal family systems and DBT and a few other different concepts, and I'll be doing that over the next couple of weeks. If you're interested, you will need to join my KADY group. So I will also put a link in this post. But if you want to go the full course and subscribe to my group, I am offering a discounted fee for the next couple of months to join it. It is a monthly fee. I am capping it at $50 Australian. So if you're in America or something like that, it's like nearly half that to come and join in, and you get to watch all the past recordings, you get to watch the lessons, and you get to have me in a small and intimate group where we can work through some of your personal stuff. It's not one-on-one, but in a small group, intimate. We do recorded sessions and non-recorded sessions as well. So if that sounds something that you're interested in, maybe a little bit, send me a message. But that discount price, the $50 per month, is only for a short period of time. So I'm introducing this in January 2024. So if you happen to listen to this in a couple of months' time, I'm sorry, the price will have gone up by now. Please contact me. But I'll keep that price for the first 3 months, I'd say. So let's just keep it that price for, let's say, January, February, March, and we'll take it from there and see what happens. But definitely we'll have heaps more content in there the longer we go along. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you sending love and light your way. If I had a free hand, I'd be doing a love heart right now. So sending that your way and hoping that you are having a bigger and brighter day. Take care for now. Bye.